Good afternoon. We at Geek Group Consulting want to first thank you for the opportunity to consult on your business, Best Buy. We've enjoyed the process of analyzing financials, making on-site in-store visits, and reviewing various publications written on your company as part of our multifaceted consultation process. As a reminder, we were hired to consult you on the shifting dynamics of the marketplace that you operate in, the eroding demand for specific SKUs in your retail space, and ultimately recommend a course of action moving forward that will make Best Buy into a more efficient and higher performing company. Our consulting team includes myself, Lance Adelsberger, Zane Forte, who has focused his consultation efforts on the layout of the stores, consumer behavior, and underperforming SKUs within your retail spaces. Additionally, Marisol Arias has analyzed the ever-evolving competitive landscape in which you operate in. Finally, Michael Caffarello, who has provided our recommendations and potential consequences based on our research and findings at your company. We sincerely hope that you will find our research and recommendations beneficial and a worthwhile investment on your part. We look forward to partnering with you on future tasks, and we thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Lance. Hello, my name is Zane Forte, and I am here to discuss the ideas of dead space and changes in consumer behavior. Best Buy as a company is currently suffering from an issue of leading in an industry which is in the process of phasing out or shrinking. In this information age that we find ourselves in, there is a trend of people moving away from the physical towards the digital, away from going to storefronts in person towards showing up at their digital storefronts, well, in their underwear. The market for people who want to go to the physical location and see and touch a product before committing money to the purchase still exists, but it is not as strong as it was in decades past. Best Buy is facing an issue that has been a burden on mom and pop-esque shops for years, even decades now, is that customers don't visit storefronts. They go for what's most convenient. A mom and pop shop specializes in a thing. Best Buy offers that and 100 more things. And people are going to go to Best Buy instead because they can get more things done, more purchases made in a shorter period of time. Well, now customers don't visit large storefronts either because they can visit the largest storefront in the world, which is the internet. This is a bigger problem for big box stores like Best Buy, where it's just simply more expensive to maintain the physical sides of large organizations. The sheer acreage of maintaining warehouse-style stores and the supply networks necessary to maintain them is higher. Early in 2014, Best Buy announced its performance over the 2013 holiday season, which unfortunately caused a tremendous sell-off of shares and subsequent stock price crash from about $43.50 leading up to Black Friday in 2013 to below $23 in February of 2014, according to Yahoo Finance's stock tracks. Total retail foot traffic for Best Buy in 2013 also was 17.6 billion individual visits, down from 30 billion 3 years earlier in 2010. Though the recession has officially ended, people still aren't replacing big-ticket items like refrigerators and televisions unless they absolutely have to. And in that vein of thought, if you're to come to Best Buy for reasons other than replacing a TV, what are you going to buy? There's two things that you would buy if you're not buying the big-ticket items. You're either buying physical media such as music, movies, and video games, or consumer electronic accessories and parts such as headphones and chargers or hard drives and printers. If anyone has ever been in a Best Buy, and they know that the attached chart in the appendix of the paper, which each of you have been handed, is a Best Buy floor plan, then they or you would know where the computer parts, phone accessories, and physical media locations are. As you can see, approximately a sixth of the store is dedicated to physical media for software and entertainment, which is a market that is in decline for purchase at a storefront. This is more space than what is used for computer accessories and peripherals such as hard drives and printers, and much more than what is used to let customers actually experience the products as if they were in the comfort of their own home. It is, in my professional opinion, that Best Buy that has, because you've been creating new locations the world over, has actually spent too much time building physical locations and not enough time focusing on the digital realm. This has hurt Best Buy in two ways. One, by providing people with products that they're less likely to be in a store to buy, and two, by not finding ways to make their products available cheaper and faster to people who go to Best Buy's website. And parenthetically, to be by not making people think to go to Best Buy's website first as opposed to Amazon or Walmart or any other consumer electronics store. For example, in 2011, 25% of consumer electronics shoppers visited Best Buy's website, and of them, only 31% bought something while they were there. This is in contrast to 41% visiting Amazon and 81% of those people visiting buying something. And for specialization stores like Apple Store only received 3% of consumer electronic traffic. 76% of those visitors bought something. As said earlier, Best Buy's physical media area is roughly 1/6 of the store's floor space, despite the fact that people are trending away from CDs towards digital downloads from places like iTunes, away from DVDs and Blu-rays towards digital streaming from places like Amazon Prime, Instant Video, Hulu Plus, and Netflix, and away from physical copies of video games towards full video games digitally delivered from places like the PlayStation Network for Sony systems, the Nintendo eShop for Nintendo systems, Xbox Live for Microsoft systems, and Steam or DRM-free digital download websites like Good Old Games for personal computers. These other places offer versions of media that don't go through the normal production chains and thus cost less to deliver the final product. The end user of the products don't really have to worry about a CD getting scratched or a DVD going missing. Anecdotally speaking, there are several video games and CDs in my life that I've bought at least 3 copies of due to loaning them to a friend and never getting them back, or losing them, or having them get scratched beyond function. You don't have to worry about that anymore because you can download a new copy if they don't know what happened to the old one, or if they do know what happened and it ended up being broken. This is especially true of video games. Locations of production and distribution cause this amount to vary greatly, but anecdotally speaking, I used to work at a GameStop, and my store manager told me that when a $60 brand new video game is sold at retail, the store only makes about $7 worth of profit on it, after taxes and all the payment goes into consideration. However, if the company can bypass normal supply chains, they don't have to pay for physical copies to be made, they don't have to pay production distribution costs beyond the fees set up per copy to move bandwidth, and delivering 8, 10, 12, 25, 50, 75 gigabytes of data via the internet isn't nearly as expensive as pressing a Blu-ray, case, booklet, then shipping it to the store, which needs to take up shelf space and employee effort selling it. Now the holiday season arrives, and this $60 piece of media, instead of having to be sold at $55 just to make up the difference and only make $2 of profit, can be sold for $40. And all parties involved can make money. The digital distributor makes money, the company that sold it makes money, and they make more money than they would have on a physical copy. Meanwhile, the consumer can pay 2/3 as much and they get the exact same product as long as they're not concerned with having a physical copy in their hands. Because of these factors, consumer electronics and the accompanying equipment have taken a hit in sales, and companies that are dependent on their sales have taken a bigger hit, such as Best Buy. Data acquired by Forbes showed that Best Buy claimed its 2014 holiday sales fell by 2.6% compared to the previous year, whilst the entire market of consumer electronics fell by 2.4%. So the market shrunk, but Best Buy, who's dependent on that market as a significant part of its sales, lost more. Fortunately, in the past year, 2014, Best Buy has shifted their focus towards internet sales, acknowledging the importance of the web's market and competition and impulse buying, which leads us into Marisol's part of our presentation. So, Marisol?
Hi, my name is Marisol Arias, and I'm going to be talking about Best Buy. I will focus on the ever-evolving and dynamic competitive landscape Best Buy operates in. We know Best Buy to serve, install, and repair. This is a slogan they use for their customer satisfaction. However, this hasn't been worked for the past few years. This strategy has not worked as well as envisioned since Best Buy, the world's largest consumer electronics retailer, revenue. Report that third quarter net income fell 4.4% to $217 million, and sales fell 1.1% to $11.9 million. Now, why is this happening? Well, we investigate some facts, and these facts we want to share with you for you to understand what is happening around the world and what do we need to look to give dissatisfaction to customers for our business to increase. Joel Anderson, the chief executive of Walmart.com for the United States, stated that we are living in the age of the customer, and you can either fight these trends that are happening or you can embrace them. Best Buy has many challenges, and you will benefit by embracing these trends as new options to customers. Hoover Holly, the chief executive, stated, "Our goal is not to be lower than the competition, is to offer a very compelling set of customer promises with the assortment, the advice, the convenience, the service. So our goal is simply to eliminate price as a prevention to buying." Best Buy decided to replace standard barcodes with specialized Best Buy codes on big tickets so they cannot be scanned and compared online. People are using BestBuy.com as a means to provide feedback on products. Consumers purchase the electronics at lower rates from other outlets after making an investment of time on your website. Joel Anderson, the chief executive of Walmart.com for the United States, stated that 40% of the customers who pay with cash when ordering online end up using non-cash auctions when they arrive at the store to finalize the sale. They simply did want to provide their financial information online. This condition hesitation has been reinforced in recent months with the highly publicized hacks that have occurred at both Target and the Home Depot. In recent news, Best Buy has challenged the new bill passed by the Senate, which could potentially lead to big retailers with physical retail spaces throughout the country like Best Buy to accumulate sales taxes when they sell goods over the internet. These are problems that, of course, Best Buy is encountering right now, and we want to give our own opinions about this, our solutions for your company to success. We agree with Mr. Jolie that every company should try to sell on more than price alone, and the most prosperous companies have been able to add layers of value to their products and services. With this being said, Best Buy is attempting to be a higher cost auction in a market where interpersonal communication is becoming less important and even avoided at the purchasing level with consumers. In our opinion, consumers are largely savvy enough to still pursue the product at other outlets for a lower price. Consumers are looking for means to lower rates in electronics due to the difficulty economy. It is understandable customers are seeking different means to shop. Who will not invest 10 minutes in a buying decision that could potentially save hundreds of dollars? If the younger and growing demographic is shifting to online retail, there is still a base of consumers that don't like to make their purchase exclusively online. We agree with Colin Maharan, senior analyst at Stanford C, when he states, "I don't think 100% of consumers' electronics are going to be sold online. There are still a lot of people who want to see it, touch it, feel it, and take it home today." Here's our solutions for you. Web return centers, pickup location, free shipping outlets, payment booths, drive-through customer service centers for online sales to their brick-and-mortar buildings. Order online, but pay at the store when pickup services. Anthony Chukumba, an analyst at BB&T Capital Markets, said embracing the showroom was brilliant. Embrace your customers. Don't alienate them. They want the lowest price. They'll get it. Better service, give it to them. I believe in this. You need to provide your customers not just a lower price, but a service. You need to give them a personal environment where they could feel safe and they can trust in your products. I know Best Buy is under pressure, but your company's hard work and consistency has given you the opportunity to succeed at the world's largest electronic retailer. Best Buy efforts and improvements are giving life to the now beloved mid-set of in-store shopping. And finally, I will say continue the hard work, take these ideas, and I'm sure your company will be a success in the future.
Thank you, Marisol. This section of our presentation is going to discuss our findings and recommendations for Best Buy. To begin, I'm going to discuss the switch to a more digital age. Our recommendations for this would be to add a live support function as well as increasing product reviews. When it comes to live support, we believe this would give Best Buy two benefits. The first being that customers could ask Best Buy employees any questions they have about products or services being offered. We believe Best Buy could have different employees for different sections of the store. For example, you could have a handful of employees on this live support function that will only talk to customers about computer technology, as well as you could have other employees, focus on the large appliance section in Best Buy. This will help customers get better background information on the products being offered. Also help them decide if that's the product they want to go ahead with, and that sort of stuff. The second benefit is that it would increase the number of hits to Best Buy's website. An increase in traffic is typically a good thing. It means you're going to sell your product more usually, as well as get your name out there to further yourself into the market. Now when it comes to product reviews, that's a little more difficult to increase. One of the best ways Best Buy could do this is by offering an incentive program. For example, a company like GameStop, they'll advertise that if you leave a review or a survey, if you answer a survey, you're entered into a raffle to win a gift card essentially. Giving an incentive like that gives a reason for customers to go to that website and take the survey or leave a product review. Other incentives, you could do gift cards, you could even do coupons, for example. If a customer completes a product review, you give them a 20% coupon for next time they come in for off $100 or more. That's just one of the examples of an incentive you could give customers for leaving product reviews. The next thing I'm going to discuss is the transition into a more digital market, for example. Best Buy really isn't in this market yet. As far as market competitors goes, I'm talking about like Netflix, Xbox Live, Hulu, companies that offer their products that can be digitally downloaded. The reason for this is actually twofold also. To begin with, it would open up floor space for Best Buy. They currently have about 15% of the floor space being used for technology that's outdated. That includes CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, that kind of stuff that pretty much can be downloaded in a matter of minutes online. With that open floor space, Best Buy can then offer other products. They can offer different brands for products that they already have. Best Buy management could even decide to expand their product line into a whole different segment if they decide to. So it'll open up floor space for them to use how they want to. The other benefit with transitioning into a digital download type of market would be that this would create additional revenue for Best Buy. Obviously that's not what they're in the market for. Best Buy is going to be a place where you want to sell a tangible good, something a product where someone can come pick it up or it can get shipped to their house, something that is physical. However, adding this digital aspect into Best Buy's mix, um, that will allow additional revenue. It doesn't have to be their primary revenue, obviously, but I mean, adding additional revenue just from you know entering a different market essentially will definitely best benefit Best Buy.
In conclusion, we believe that Best Buy is a strong company with excellent brand recognition, and there is no reason you cannot excel in today's environment. We'd like Best Buy to focus more on internal investment in building a strong online platform. Further, communication is key. Without knowledge, action is useless. We believe that your customer base is largely uneducated on your product offerings, and we would recommend that you seek to improve your online offerings and in-store representation so that your customers know what they are shopping for and what they can potentially get when they browse online and in stores. We really feel like you should view your physical stores, your brick and mortar locations, as supplemental means to reach the customer, with a primary focus being on your online retail site. We hope that you have found our research, recommendations, and conclusions worthwhile, and we anticipate your feedback. As always, please do not hesitate to reach out to us for further questions or inquiries. We thank you for your time. Take care.